Welcome to Family Gamer TV. The PlayStation 4 has only just come out, and in its lineup of launch games, of which there aren't very many at this stage, there's only really one exclusive that's appropriate for kids to play, and that's Knack. You can tell right away that this is aimed at families. It's very colourful, very cartoony. The story is not too complex, not too kind of hard-hitting. It's about humans having a war with goblins, and it's all very kind of cartoony and fun. But the core concept of this game, and what makes it different from previous family games like this, is the main character, Knack. Now he's like a little golem that's been made from relics that this professor has found and then put together and given life, basically. And the point of this is that throughout the game you can collect more of these relics and grow bigger, and then kind of lose them and get smaller again. So you can change your size, and along with it your kind of strength and your health and stuff like that. And this is quite fun throughout the game. So when you collect these relics, you get this little noise that comes out of the new speaker in the PS4 controller, which is pretty cool to hear. It kind of makes you feel a bit more involved. And as you grow bigger, it's really fun to whereas before you would have had to concentrate quite hard to defeat these enemies, now you can kind of smash them around, throw cars. The game does limit you somewhat in when it lets you grow and when it lets you shrink down and stuff like that. A lot of it's to do with the particular point of the story that you're at, so you can only get really, really huge when the game wants you to, not just by collecting lots of relics in your own time. And this is kind of indicative of what the game is like as a whole. So the levels themselves are really, really linear. You don't get much freedom in deciding what you want to do. You have to just go straight through in one direction, and then every now and then you get stopped and boxed off in a little arena. You have to defeat some enemies, and then you can move on. There's no real puzzle solving, no real hard platforming. There's kind of a little bit of jumping and stuff like that, but it's not too difficult. The combat itself is actually quite tough. Some of the enemies can defeat you in one hit. So if you don't remember to dodge, or you're not quick enough at responding, then you might get defeated and have to try again. But if you do play on easy, then it's probably manageable, even for quite small children, although with the youngest you might want to have a parent jump in with the co-op mode, which is more of a kind of helper mode, where the second character plays this little robot, and you can collect stuff for Knack and kind of help him out, defeat the enemies for him, but he's still the main character of the story. And the great thing about playing this co-op on the PS4 is that you don't actually have to buy a second controller. If you've got a Vita, then you can use remote play to have the first player play on the Vita, and you can just look at the TV screen but play with the Vita buttons as if it were a controller. And the second player can use the DualShock 4 controller that came with the console to jump in as the little robot character, which is particularly good because the DualShock 4 controllers are still quite expensive at the moment, so it's good that you can still play multiplayer if you've got a Vita and you don't have to buy a second controller. And this is probably the best way to play it. Some kids might get frustrated with the difficulty of the game, especially if they keep having to go back to checkpoints that were quite a long way away, so it could be quite good to have a parent jump in and play alongside with them, and families will be glad to know that you don't have to buy a second controller to do that. Thanks for watching, I'll be back soon.